Hi kids, welcome back to our lesson number 16, game between Anish Giri and Vasily Ivanchuk, two super grandmasters from 2012. Well, Anish won this game with a very beautiful pawn endgame. He has a choice here to take pawn on f6 or to play rook c6 and trade the rooks. Well, if he takes the pawn, he wins the pawn. If he plays rook c6, he loses the pawn. But he calculated everything all the way till the end. So he played rook c6. That is correct move. Rook captured. And now we have the endgame with the pawns. Black has two double pawns. This pawn is going forward, but at the moment, the white king can stop that pawn. So Anish plays very important move, pawn to g4. The idea is if you capture the pawn, then pawn goes to h5, h6, h7, h8, queen. White is going to win. Well, c4 is played. Now e4. Look, white king is inside of the square. That means if you push pawn to c3, king goes to e3, and the pawn can be stopped. So that's not what black should be playing. Black play king d6, f3, king e6, and now a very beautiful move. White doesn't take on h5, but plays king to e3. King e5. Pawn takes on h5 now, and look what happens. f5, pawn goes to h6, f4 check, king d2, king f6 has to go to stop the pawn, but after h5, there is a zugzwang position, and there is nothing for black to do. Black can push the pawn here, but after king c3 has to move the king, and it cannot stop the pawn. This is one of the examples where the two pawns, two double pawns, can be very useful. This happens on the h file, right? Or of course on the a file as well. Try to remember this position because it is very, very useful to remember this idea, and it happens in the chess games. So let's see one more time the idea here, right? The rook c6. Of course, you have to calculate everything. You cannot play this move before you calculate everything all the way till the end, because the pawn endgames must be calculated. But I would also suggest you can try, just for the practice, play this move, and after c4 you can play here c3, you can take, and then you have to play a move like this one, right? Pawn goes to c2, you go all the way back, and practice this position. See what happens with all those pawns. Like you have a 5 pawns against the rook and a pawn, and check it out. Play with a computer and see if you can win or if you can lose or make a draw. But it's interesting. But remember this, how this rook c6, the trading of the rooks, and this final position here with a h5, really very beautiful endgame. So I wanted to show you that. I hope you enjoyed this mini lesson, and I'll see you then again tomorrow. Bye-bye.